Okay, now that it's rinsed off, I'm just gonna go get it dirty again. Unfortunately today, I have to go back to work. The owner decided to do something different with one wall. So, it's back to taping. Got a little bit of dust there already, unfortunately. So this is the brewery again that I'm working on. I've shown it here and there, and a few ooh, it looks different. It looks better. I've shown this here and there in previous vlogs. I think the last one showed a little bit. I was saying the last bit of taping was here. Well, that's done, and now we have to do this wall. They decided that they're not going to clad this wall here with brick, so it has to be finished nicely. How's it going, Clint?
Good, Josh. How you doing, man?
Good. Just here to do more. In 2 weeks, there's going to be a mural of a map on this wall, and that should be pretty cool. It's going to bring a bunch of the elements together into a full story, if you will. Doing projects like this is kind of like telling a story with elements of decor. I don't know how to explain that properly, but that'll be a map. I'll show you guys that when we're done the project, but for now, this is what it looks like, and it's coming along. I'm about done here, so I'm actually gonna head off. I gotta go see Alex about getting a tin can, because I have an idea for a project. Hello.
Yeah, well, thank you guys.
Well, at least now we know. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Huh. I think this belongs to my dad. Joke. Alex.
Me?
You.
This guy? Yeah.
I need, well, you already know what we need.
Yeah.
You want to show me where it is?
Yeah, okay.
Let's go.
I got the perfect can for you. I got chock full of nuts.
Perfect.
Yeah, so there you go.
Thank you very much.
I was keeping that for a rainy day. It's not even raining.
It's not raining, but it did snow a little bit today. So.
It's a cold rain.
Yeah, frozen rain. Thank you.
That's the next Prince album, Frozen Rain.
Frozen rain, frozen rain. That'd be hilarious. That actually wouldn't be that funny of a parody. Okay, I'm going to modify this can a little bit here. Let's see here. This is what I'll do. I've been meaning to do this for a long time to make certain projects go a little bit easier. And I didn't want to use just any can. I wanted one where the label doesn't peel off. Okay, let's see, maybe in here. Something like that. Take another one. And there isn't any particular reason to need a label. I just like the way that it looks. There, now it's got legs. Can't roll. Okay. Now, I think what I need to do is go in here. Yeah, we'll go like this. Now we'll go a little bit bigger. Cut through it like butter.
going.
Tina's going after. I wonder what it was. It could have been a fox.
Or a deer.
Yeah, maybe it was just a deer.
Oh.
You see it?
Yeah.
What is it?
I don't know. I saw something move. I don't think it's a deer. It's smaller than a deer.
Is it a fox?
It might be a fox.
Man, how the heck did he see it? Anyway. That didn't exactly go where I wanted it to, but I think it will work. Excellent. Excellent. I think that's in the middle. I may have made this too chunky. I mixed it by hand. I literally stuck my hand in there and mixed it. This is plaster of Paris and water. I didn't make enough. Also, I don't know how to mix this stuff properly for what I'm doing here. I'm just guessing. Oh, that's too runny. This stuff has a really short drying time. I put too much powder. It cures really, really fast. This is probably not a thorough enough mix, but for what I'm doing, it will be good. This is just temporary measures to help speed up a certain art making process. And those who know what they're doing will probably be able to give me some advice on how to do it properly. And I'll show you what I'm doing in a minute. Count down a minute from now. Okay. Oh yeah. Now, I hope this doesn't stick to the sides all permanently like. I hope that I'll be able to clean up the sides of the can, because the point of having this can was for the label. I like the label. And this can was gifted to me by Alex, even though I was totally willing to buy it, but he was like, no, you can have it. And like, he just got robbed again. He's such a nice dude. That's the third time this year. Actually, the third time in less than a year. Crazy. Okay. I think that's good. Has it been a minute yet? Countdown is over, and ta-da! This is my coffee can forge. That's what I was making, a coffee can forge. And actually, this is a mini coffee can forge because it is a mini coffee can, but I like it. I don't know if I like it yet. It might not work. I let it cure overnight because I wanted to make sure that everything I could control would work. I did some research. It turned out okay. I'm pretty sure my refractory wall is a little thin. I'll have to deal with that. The furniture polish cylinder that I stuck in here to create the void is a little big. Also I had to do some touch-ups because it got stuck. Oh no, I waited too long. This is still wet here. That is still wet on top, but inside, it's like, hey, how about no? How about net? Okay. Oh no, now it's crumbling. Not bad. I just broke it where it was still a little wet on the top. But nothing a little Robitussin can't fix. What is Robitussin, by the way?
It looks like a cough syrup.
Yeah, probably Robitussin won't fix this. Don't stick your finger where you wouldn't stick your nozzle. Why are you looking at me like that? Okay, I had to give it a little bit of touch up, but that's okay. I really should have put a glove back on. So the bottom of the can is going to get damaged if I don't coat the bottom as well. So I'm going to throw a little bit more down there, down the gullet, and then I think we shall be safe. And I'm going to try to, well, that'll be a fail. I was going to try to build this back up. This will be fine. This will be fine. I don't know what I'm doing. This will be fine. Don't stick your whole hand where you wouldn't stick your rod. Bam! A mini, I guess you could call it a mini coffee can forge. So, it's got a hole here and a hole here. This hole is to stick your nozzle in. And this hole is to stick your rod in once it gets up to temperature. So, let's turn this on and see how it works. Okay, so I've never done this before. Plaster of Paris is not the perfect refractory. It's not very efficient. So this might not work as well as I'm hoping to, but it is going to serve its purpose. All I want to do is heat this up faster than doing it with the torch alone. So having that little holy chamber there, to put this rod in should help, I think. So if I stick this in there and let it get red hot, I should be able to bang on it to shape it properly into what I want to do. The whole point of this is to make, remember those pans that I made last vlog? Well, I grinded the shape into each one of those and they took forever to make. I'm hoping this will speed up that process. You can see it's already getting nice and hot. Without that little mini coffee can forge, this would still not be this hot because of all the open air. I could, with my all my extra space in there, put in that ceramic, I don't know what it's called, but my friend who has a forge, they have like this insulation stuff in there. Maybe I'll be able to fill some of that void with that and it'd be a little more efficient. It's getting yellow. So it is getting pretty damn hot in there. This is probably stupid. Oh, I can touch that. So it is refracting a lot of heat and keeping it inside. Probably around the front would not be wise to touch, but in the back here, this is not hot. And I did put this little screw here to use as a carrying handle. Now, if I had access to a big forge, I wouldn't have bothered with this, but this was a fun experiment. And it's all meant to do this. It would be nice if I had this at a nice work height, but this will do. So I'm basically going to, here, I'll show you. I have this skeleton hand here. The shape of all the, what are they called? Metacarpals? Phalanges? Whatever. I want to make that shape, and it'll be faster to pound it out on the anvil than it will be to grind it out with a grinder, I think. If not, this was just a fun waste of time. But I waste my time all the time. If I'm able to learn something, then it's good. I should probably keep this on a different work surface than this, but those are all kinks that I'll work out. forge isn't gonna work for what I wanted it to work for. Is that loud? Sorry, it's my only source of heat right now, so that's what that is. It's freaking cold in here, so I gotta have something until the furnace can get hooked up. Okay, so this forge actually does work. It seems to work actually just fine. I made it for one single use. That's to make the phalanges there. I pounded that out. What I need is a power hammer, because this is taking just as long as grinding, and since this will need some cleanup anyways, see all that texture there? Yeah, I'm gonna have to grind anyway. So, until I get a power hammer, this will just be used for, I don't know, other stuff. If I put a hole on the back, I could make it so I could put the rod all the way through and heat up different sections of it and stuff. Maybe I'll do that in the future. I don't know. So far, it seems to work. It is a little crumbly inside, actually. Hold on. That's probably not good. Any blacksmiths out there that can give me some advice on how to make a coffee can forge that is simple to do, I would appreciate that. Okay. Well, this just turned out to be a fun waste of time, but it will come in handy when I need it. Now, what can I do with this? I was thinking that while I was pounding that, ooh, that's still a little warm. While I was pounding this, I figured it kind of looked like a beaver was gnawing on a tree, and coincidentally, a few days ago, I came across, as I was cleaning up, I came across this. I picked this up a few months ago while I was kayaking in a creek, and I thought that this would make a perfect piece of art. You see those abstract sculptures where it's like a shape or something, or like just a random piece of wood that has like a unique shape to it, and it's on like a stand? Well, I thought this would be perfect for that, and it has a story. I don't know what the story is, because I don't know the beaver that made this, and I'm pretty sure he didn't intend it to be art. I think he was just eating it or making his beaver dam or lodge, perhaps. Anyway, I found this in the creek. Let's make it into art using this. Since I can't show you the hand, I can show you something. Okay. Let's listen to some Canadian tunes. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it like this for now. I might change it. I might like stain it. I don't know. I might paint it. No, I probably won't paint it. I don't know what I might just keep it just as it is. If I bring this inside, likely it's gonna crack because it probably has moisture in it, because I pulled this out of a creek and then it's been outside and then it's been in here and now it's this. It's stripped all the bark off of it, so it's probably gonna crack, and that might just add to its character. On the base here, you can see I tried to make it look like this piece was rooted into this piece of steel. I'm not sure where I got this from, but it looks really nice. I like the pitting in it. And then where I did the cut, I tried to make it look shitty to kind of match it. I think it looks good. I'm not sure what this piece of steel was, but here's the rest of it. Whatever it is, I'm glad that I picked it up from wherever the heck I picked it up from, because that's got nice texture to it. All right, let's go inside. It's freaking freezing. Oh man, so cold. All right, so I've had it sitting here for about 2 days, and it has cracked actually a little bit, and that is exactly what I had thought would happen as it started to dry. And while it's been drying, I've been kind of thinking, what should I do with this? Because like, this is not a really fantastic piece of art. It's just something that I think is interesting. So I wanted to make it into a piece of displayable art, I guess. Collaboration between me and some other Canadian, some beaver. I've decided that I'm not going to stain it. I think that this is a nice look, but to enhance it a little bit, I think I'm going to oil it. Okay, I always say I think I'm going to do something when I know exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm just using some boiled linseed oil. This isn't perfectly sanded smooth, but that's okay. I wanted it to have a somewhat of a natural look. And we'll see how the oil enhances it a little bit. Imagine it made it look like absolute trash. Oh yeah. I didn't even clean off all the muck, because I wanted to leave a little bit of its history, can you call it? That's probably not the proper word to use. Okay. Put a little bit here. On the end grain here, it's going to soak it up a lot more, so I'll probably have to give it a couple of coats. But that's okay. I will just oil it a few times. Since this doesn't need to be perfect, I don't care exactly how it turns out, but the oil is definitely making it look good already. Just wipe it off here. I got some on the base as well, which is fine. It's gonna feel a little oily when we touch it until it dries. It takes forever for oil to dry, of course. I think that'll be fine. Oh, and by the way, I found out that this is from a grater blade, or maybe even a Zamboni blade. All right, we'll stick it there. This will probably go in the shop, but it's cold in the shop still, so we'll keep it in here until it dries. I can cross one more thing off my list. I have like a mental list in my head of the different things I want to do. All the different wood that I collect, some of it I know what I'm going to do with. So like that piece I knew. And then there's other things that have a different type of value. And I pick it up and collect it because I know I can make something out of it that I'll eventually be able to sell. Like these fence boards that I picked up yesterday. They got a nice patina. They're old. They're suitable for so many different projects. I don't know what I'm gonna make with them, but I know I'm gonna make something. They look too good. So they go into a pile of my inventory, if you will. Ready for whenever I have a project that needs them. And since they're free, it's the best time to get them. Oftentimes, I will not have a suitable board for what I'm trying to make, and I'll have to go buy it from a reclaim store or something like that if it's a rush job, depending on what the client is willing to do in terms of waiting. It's always good to have a lot on hand. So when it comes time that I actually need something, either for personal use or for client work, I'll have a lot to choose from. And hopefully soon, this is where I'm gonna have my shed, I'll be able to store everything inside so I won't have to tarp a whole bunch of stuff when it's winter and rainy and all those different sorts of bad weather type conditions. For now, all I have is this Quonset type tent thing, and it's a little bit too small to fit all the wood. So I just stacked all the fence boards on top of some of my denailed barn board. And actually I got 2 more pieces of barn board there too. Score. Actually, those fence boards there, they came from my friend Patrick. And Patrick's been on the vlog a long time ago. But anyway, he bought a skid steer that came with a real redneck set of forks. And the forks, actually, he told me they were made out of grater blades. And that's how I figured out what my beaver sculpture base was. I used to work for the city in the fab shop, and I used to work on those every day. So I'm not sure why that didn't just click in my mind. Like, I should have just been like, oh yeah, I remember working on these. And Zamboni blades, they're actually very similar. But speaking of that sculpture and its wood, I collect some of the wood for making art projects. And usually I'm like, oh, this piece would be perfect for this. And then there's some that would be classified as, this is cool, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it's neat looking, like this piece of driftwood. And then of course there's the barn wood and the fence board. I think I'm going to be able to use that for these particular projects, but it could also be art or this or that. It could be a facade, like I could put it on this wall if I wanted it to have that kind of weathered look. And you might recall on the other side of this wall, I put up a whole bunch of reclaimed cedar siding and painted it green. And I'm so glad that I picked this up at the time because I really like this look. Otherwise, I probably would have just put drywall and it wouldn't have had the same, I don't even know what the word is. Let's just call it, you know? And like, I don't collect every scrap of wood that I find unless I know I'm going to have a project for it. Like this Christmas tree. I made that because I had a whole bunch of scrap wood. So as I was demoing in my house, I kept the little pieces of wood because I knew I was going to make that. But otherwise, I probably wouldn't keep little tiny pieces of wood like this unless it has monetary value. Like over here, I have my hardwood storage. And I would say that most of this collection is small pieces. And I keep it because it costs a lot of money to buy the pieces. Like all of this I got for free except for this piece. And this piece I had to buy, and this is the waste part of it. But I keep it because it has a cool shape. So since it has that nice live edge, I intentionally bought this board because you don't have to pay for this at the store that I go to when I do have to buy wood. And I like that. So the piece that I actually needed, I cut off and then kept the piece that I didn't need for a future project. I will keep wood that I find or buy that has an odd shape, whether it be hardwood like this black walnut, or if it's softwood, like for example, maybe this piece of driftwood, just because the shape might be perfect for a future project. Even if I don't know what that project is going to be yet. Like this. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this, but I thought it looked cool. The patina on it is nice, so I keep it in here. This type of wood here, these are turning blanks that I got from my brother Ken. I don't have a lathe yet. I should get one. Blackwood, I'm not even sure what that is. Soda. I don't know very much about exotic woods. My favorite, though, is Purple Heart. It's just so pretty. And then my favorite domestic hardwood would have to be Black Walnut. It's super pretty. And actually having Purple Heart and Black Walnut together is really nice. I actually remember where I got this piece about 5 years ago. I pulled this out of a burn bucket. It was like a bucket like this that was destined to get put into the wood stove. And I was like, no, I'm taking that. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but something. And the reason why I remember where it came from is because this radius here, I cut that out to make a part of the handle of a cake knife. And it worked perfect. And actually in that same burn bucket, I found this. Was it this? Eucalyptus. Yes, eucalyptus. It's written right there. And I was like, jackpot. This is really small. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, but it's eucalyptus. I kept it. Man, I'm getting really cold. My hands, the dexterity is getting... I'm going to go inside and warm up real quick. Okay, I thought while I warm up, I could show you another example of a piece of wood that I kept because of its unique shape. Like this piece here, I kept it for years before I actually ended up using it, and I ended up using it as a base for this uniquely shaped piece of wood. This actually is a root from a rose bush, and I thought it looked like a human heart, sort of, and I thought that this piece of maple burl would be perfect for a base. This piece here happens to be some waste from a lathe. Wood like this often is mostly turned, although I actually have no experience because I don't have a lathe. But this piece was thrown out. And actually this piece of burl here came from that same bucket destined for the burn pile. So I'm glad that it was in there because it's perfect for this project here. I basically just stained it ebony. I don't normally stain hardwoods, as I've said, but maple I probably would because its beauty comes more so from its patterning and its grain. It has so many variations, and not so much from its natural color. So I guess it just depends on what project I'm working on for that sort of thing. Anyway, man, I'm going to lose the dexterity. I'm going to get frostbite one day. All right. 2 days later, I'm a little bit warmer. So let's go put this in the shop. I think it's going to find a place, a nice cozy home on the new bookshelf. There we go. That's looking good there. Looks good up there. And while we're still on the subject of the different woods that I collect and the value that they have to me and hopefully to everyone else, let's continue. So this wood here, instant inspiration. That's what gave it value to me. It's a silly sculpture, but it's still something that I think, I don't know. I collect wood like that, as I've explained. The last, no, it's definitely not the last, but the last more so obvious reason that I collect certain woods is because of their built-in stories. Now that includes barnwood. It's cool to have something that built something 100 years ago and now is being made into something else and reclaimed and upcycled and all that. That's cool, but some stuff has a really cool baked-in story. And I'll give you a few quick examples. Here we have a piece of oak from an old wine barrel. This is stained red from the wine that it carried. This is actually leftovers from that cake bar that I built for my friend. It was wine themed because the landlord had a wine store there previously, and it was just kind of a nod to his old business. But anyway, this is cool. I don't actually like oak. I think it's not a very pretty wood at all. So that's another wood that I would stain to enhance it. In fact, you can do a lot of things to enhance oak. It's just to me, it's not a very pretty wood, although it can be. But anyway, this has a built-in story because it used to be a wine barrel, but also because of all of its character in there with it being stained red. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but I keep it just in case, along with other pieces of oak that are just there because oak is still a good piece of wood. Now, another thing let me just show you. Oh man, this is heavy. This is really dense. This is oak's beautiful cousin. Actually, I don't even know if they're related at all, but this, this is chestnut. It has a similar grain pattern and stuff if you kind of look at that, although I'm not a woodworker. I don't actually know how accurate I am when I explain that, but this is a super rare wood, so it's appealing for a couple reasons. One, it's gone extinct in North America, so it's very rare to get any wood because of the blight or whatever the heck you call it. But this has like this cool patina on it. It has this notched out of it. I'm gonna try to keep all this character that's built in, all of these bandsaw marks and stuff. I'll probably take the nails out. Not sure what I'm gonna use this for, but the story of this is similar to the barn wood, but it has the element of being super rare. So I got this piece and this piece. I feel lucky to have those. Okay. So those are some mild examples of a cool baked-in history. My favorite is the wood that I have here. This wood here is probably the rarest type of reclaimed wood, although I could be wrong. But I think it's more rare than getting wood from a bridge or definitely getting wood from a barn or anything like that. So this piece, those two pieces, this piece, and this piece. Oh, and this piece. This is a really good one. It's got a lot of character into that. It's all hand hewn. It's been sitting in the mud for 100 years. Anyway, I got all these pieces of wood from my brother Ken. Now Ken often, well, he's a contractor, he'll find wood that's usable, like all these turning blanks. Super score. I got so many of them. That plus he's given me a bunch of other wood in particular, but on his last, let's call it adventure, he sourced all of this. That was like a couple months ago. Remember when I was mowing my lawn and I clotheslined myself on my hammock? My brother is here. Ken, you guys remember Ken? He was actually just out mining, I guess. And I guess he just got back. Perfect timing, because I just finished mowing the grass. But do you guys remember those tires? Hey!
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Do you guys remember those tires that I brought back with this truck? They were used for what you just came back from, yes?
Yeah, we went gold mining in British Columbia, actually. And so those tires went onto a truck that we used pretty extensively. And helped us do this. I got all kinds of stuff. So
there's actually kind of a lot here.
First, let's start with.
Okay, this is a bit of a show and tell, I guess.
Yeah.
If you wanna, I'm gonna show you some stuff, but if you want to see everything in kind of detail, I will put a link in the description to a deleted scene, and you can check out everything.
So
but
here's the. I think it's a coyote skull I was telling you about.
Okay.
These are nails. Oh, and a piece of magnetite. Feel this thing. This is a rock that will stick to a magnet, such as this one.
Holy shit. What the hell? Hold on a second. Yeah. Well, that doesn't work at all.
Nope. It's specifically this stuff. It's magnetite.
What the hell? That's so cool.
Yeah. There. So these are nails that actual miners used building their mine shafts into the hillsides and building their sluice boxes and who knows what else, building homemade wheelbarrows and whatever. And so there's all kinds of different sizes, and these, as we're digging up the ground, they end up in our sluice box, and I picked them out and saved them for you so you can weld them together and make something maybe. That's that. So then also these boards that you're sitting on.
Okay.
This came from an actual mine shaft, and I have a picture of this shaft that I sent to you actually.
Okay.
And this one and this one came from the same mine shaft. Physically dug them out of the ground.
Wow, that's actually...
Yeah. The other side has more rod on it because I think this is the side that was in contact with the dirt. But all in all, I mean, that's a solid board still.
Yeah.
This one's 6 feet long and it's basically 4 inches wide, 5 inches in places.
Right. There'd be a lot of people who wouldn't understand what's the significance of even wanting a piece of wood like this, but this is like way cooler than barn wood.
Yeah, this is handcrafted. The sawmill did not cut this.
Right, it's hand hewn, sort of like,
Yeah.
you can see where they were using the, what do you call it, the draw knife or whatever to cut that, or maybe just an axe or whatever, right?
I assume they would have had certain types of saws, so they probably cut this with a saw this
Sure,
way,
yeah.
and then cleaned it up with an axe and whatever, and you know, like the ends are tapered this way.
What is that? Is that a nail in there?
No, that one's a rock.
Oh, it's a rock, okay.
But some of these boards do
Is it
have-
magnetic? No, it's not.
So then these ones here we dug up in a different spot and came out of a mine shaft that was completely buried underground, and it was all caved in and stuff, and so just pieces of wood were coming out. This is broken off, obviously.
Dude, could totally make like a treasure chest with that.
Here's a nail right here.
Oh yeah, nice. Is it magnetic?
Well, it should be.
That was it.
Unless they made gold nails or something.
Oh shit, I broke it.
Oh yeah.
Whoops. I wanted to see how stiff it was and I just broke it right out. Whoops.
This looks like a complete piece again. The end was cut here, cut there.
Dude, that is so cool.
You know, again, all hand cut. You can see the notches, like they must have been hitting this with an axe. It's
Sure,
something,
yeah.
you know.
I like, because this is just off of like the cut down a tree, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's like a roll top. I could make, dude, imagine a jewelry box, a small jewelry box made out of this from a freaking gold mine.
Yeah. 150 years ago. That piece of wood was cut down like 150 years ago.
But
Plus
that's
the life
like
of the tree, you know?
the connection from gold mine to
Yeah.
jewelry. Lots of jewelry, dude. Are you giving me this, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like suggesting things. Then if you click through the bonus video, there's a lot more on all the rest of the pieces of wood as well. Make sure that you check out the bonus video. There's a lot of information and he brought back a lot of cool things, including like these rocks.
It's this thing.
Okay, that is sick. What is that? That looks like some sort of like alien egg or something.
Yeah.
A lot of cool stuff. But they didn't get me to drive 3,000 miles and haul 6,000 pounds worth of tires to pick up cool sticks and cool rocks. They went all the way to BC and went through all that trouble to find gold. The other stuff's a bonus.
We've got some gold nuggets.
Yo! Look at that. You know, when I first saw, when you guys first started mining when I was a kid, I hated the fact that gold doesn't look like fool's gold.
Yeah.
Like, it's not as shiny or anything. I mean, if it gets polished up.
Yeah, and this stuff has not been treated in any way, so this is as we dug it out of the ground. Yeah, some came from different areas and they're shinier. But this is basically as found. It's been washed with water and that's it. Hasn't been polished yet or anything. So any kind of, once they get cleaned up, they'll shine just like, they look fake when they're shined up. I don't know why. But
And they're heavy.
yeah.
Like heavy for that. Like this is like, it looks like a chewed up piece of gum, but it's much heavier.
Yeah.
Oh, those are much bigger.
Well, some of them are.
Well, that one
So-
is. Look at that.
This one is the biggest nugget that we found. That's 18 grams, which is a little bit more than half an ounce. So that nugget by itself is like $1,000.
$1,000, dang.
Yeah.
Damn. Why didn't you find any bricks out there, man?
We were looking, didn't find any.
Man, that's cool.
We weren't expecting to find anything that
So
large.
if that's about $1,000, how much would you say, like, say something like this would be?
That looks like gum.
That does look like gum.
So this one here is probably at 1.5 grams or so. I'm not good with the weights, but let's just say it's 2 grams, and a gram is about $60 US.
Okay,
right
so
now.
so this is
roughly
like
$120.
so $100 versus $1,000, let's say, just roughly.
Sure, yeah.
That's it's like that's insane to me that that's $1,000. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and that's $100. It's like, hey, how are you gonna pay today, sir? Cash or card? It's like, well, I got this little piece of metal.
Well, so these are ones that we've set aside that we might look for some jewelry pieces out of to keep for ourselves. But I'm just gonna pour all this out there. How much do you think all of this is worth?
Okay, well, if that piece there is $1,000 and you got Okay, I would say, okay, let me just do some quick Indian math here. This is
10 grand.
10 grand, Jakota says. Okay.
okay. Let me just see here. Okay, let's just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5.5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's say 12 grand.
Okay. Well, you're both way off. This is about...
Okay, I thought it would be fun that if before Ken reveals how much the gold is worth, if you guys also had a chance to guess. So right now in the comments, put in your guess. I'll give you a few seconds before we reveal that. I'm just gonna look up a code. I'm gonna look up a code for later. Well, you guys put in your guesses. All right, where is that? And make sure that you click through, oh, there we go. Click through to the bonus video. What the heck? To see more about the gold and other stuff, including a diamond, or a possible diamond. Not sure if it was a diamond or not. A clear stone that cuts glass. Okay, here we go. Okay. If anyone gets close to the guess, I will be surprised because I was way off. I think I've given you enough time here. Jakota was also way off. Ashley also had a chance to guess. Tra-la-la. Check out all this gold, Ash.
Wow.
Guess how much it's worth.
I don't know.
Just guess a ridiculous amount.
I'll give you a hint that they had, which is that this piece here is worth about $1,000.
Oh, okay, because I was going to say like 20,000, but is that crazy?
No, it's not crazy.
Okay.
So you're the closest, actually. It's about $27,000 for the gold.
Wow. That's great. It's just, like, it's so small.
Yeah.
Man, gold is worth so much. I actually have a piece of gold from like 20 years ago when my brothers first started gold mining. I was gifted a little nugget from them, and I'll show you that. The only thing is it's at my old studio, but that's okay. I'm going there anyway because I have all of these chairs here that I traded for these chairs with my in-laws. These just match our table a little more, and they have a nicer, sleeker, less common look, although they are also a more common chair. But they look good. I like these. Got some plans for when we do our dining table. Another thing I have to do is mail off all of my little dent. That's not the first time I've done that. I also have to mail off all of these packages. So I got to go to the post office. And then I also have to go to the gallery to drop off all of this art as well. But first, let's go to the old studio and check out my very first piece of gold. Actually, it's the only nugget that I actually owned. And actually, it's really quite small, but I don't know, I've had it for so long, since I was a young kid. Remember this, my old studio? I should do that in the new studio, hey? Put a mural on the ceiling. There's still quite a bit of stuff that I need to take down, or some of this art and whatnot, so I may as well pack that up while I'm here as well. But that is not why we are here, so I will do that after. I am here to get the piece of gold. Now, since this is not my space anymore, it's being rearranged and suited towards my brother-in-law, Joel. You can see here he's taken apart the rock climbing wall, and he's going to make it a little bit steeper to suit his needs. He's an avid rock climber. But beyond it being a fun space or workshop like I had it, Joel parks his vehicles in here, and unfortunately, he parked right over top of the trap door. So if this doesn't have the e-brake on, I should be able to just push it because it's a standard. Ugh. Okay. Okay. It has the e-brake on it. Okay, let's see if I can. Ugh. Wow, this is tight.
There we go. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm gonna have to scooch in here. Look how tight this is. Okay. Oh, I lost my keys. Oh, that's okay. Okay, and put my leg in here. Wow, this is not very comfortable. Okay. Okay. So, usually I put a ladder up there, but the truck is in the way. That's okay. So, the reason that I don't keep the gold sitting in the studio on display, even though it is quite small, is because I get a lot of visitors. And when you get a lot of visitors, you don't know exactly who everyone is. You don't know who you're letting into your studio, and they might have sticky fingers. So to get around that, I just bring it down here. It's just safer that way, because no one's gonna be like, oh, I wonder where he keeps the gold. That'd be hilarious if someone did, but so far they didn't. Now, this piece of gold is probably literally worth about $100 or so, and that's not a lot of money, but it has a lot of sentimental value. Maybe one day I'll show you what goes down that trapdoor too. Okay. It's either... Okay, it might be down here. Anyways, the sentimental value of the... No, it's not there. The sentimental value means a lot more to me than its actual monetary value. And it is cool that I have a piece of gold. It's either this one or that one over there. Let's just open this. Okay. Ah, yes. Okay, let me put you here. Okay. If I can remember this code. Okay. Aha. I always do it like that one first, even though it seems backwards. There we go. Just because when you write down numbers, and if you write them down on a sheet of paper, people are most likely to read it from left to right. But if you go the other way, and then I use that same principle and actually doing the principles. The principles? That's not the right word. Okay, here we go. In this little vial here, I have the very first and only piece of gold that I own. Little tiny nugget. But I dig it. I got this when I was like 5 or 6 maybe. And my brother Jakota got one as well. And I'll keep it forever. Alright. Make sure that you check out the bonus video. Make sure you check out the bonus video to see all the other goodies that Ken brought. It's pretty awesome. Okay.
Some other cool little artifacts. We've got just a random piece of metal that we found. Just thought that was really neat.
Yeah.
Piece of steel from 150 years ago. This is an actual copper nugget that I found in the sluice box.
Okay, and that's very similar colored to this.
Right, that's why I was wondering if that was somehow had some copper in it or something, but I don't know. And I scratched this up. You probably can't see it, but I scratched it, and right there you can see the actual red copper color.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of hard to see that, but
let's see if we can do this. Let me set it up first.